sound them.
Okay, I'm back to school, this is open campus. This is, I should slap it open-handed. Tough life, I told the model she need lower standards. Asked her if she had a twin, I feel like Joey Tanner. Big spender, Kris Jenner, I promote the family. Kardashian, see the Benzo, she like, oh, it's happening. Think she called me, cause she never knew her daddy. And my all black, Rhythm Nation, Janet, boy, don't make me Jackson. Bodily, what's underground, what's underground.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. The return man here, Dwayne Harris. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Carr to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. First down, the run with Lynch. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, Lynch. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Carr going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. A big welcome back carry for David Johnson, who almost missed all of last year. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Justin Ellis in on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Rosen just getting the snap off at 1. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Garyon Conley. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Muscles by at the 25. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The pitch out to Lynch. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. We'll see what they'll do here as they're up against a 4th and inches. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll run for it. Lynch. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Throwing again. Carr. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. Oh, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Off the play fake. Here's Rosen. Caught by Nelson left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Flushed out right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Here we go. Hurry up, here we go. 3, 19.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. Thought they were going to force a fourth down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Rosen on 1st and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now Rosen. And now he will score. Touchdown Cardinals. Josh Rosen, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from grabbing the lead. Dawson tacks on the point after, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And now here come the Raiders. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Throwing now is Carr. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. So 1:56 to play in this first half. More from the desert after this. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's the fullback now. It's Keith Smith. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Carr now on first down. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Marcus Golden in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A gain of 39 that time.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run with Lynch, able to power through. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Play action here with Rosen. Buying time to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bruce Irvin in there to sack him. And that is 10 for him now on the year. On 2nd down, Rosen. He sets to fire deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Rosen. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They start the drive with Lynch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And they start the second half with Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On second down, here's Rosen. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Detroit!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot. Detroit. Detroit. Hot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Leopard.
And Marquell Lee with a stop defensively.
Leopard. Leopard.
Didn't have a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's Rosen to throw. And the Raiders have got him. Bruce Irvin in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And Cook has it left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The 10th carry of the game for Marshawn Lynch. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after the run by Lynch, here's another 1st and 10. Carr gives to Marshawn. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now the rookie from Tennessee, John Kelly. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
Handoff comes to Lynch. They find some open field here. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Lynch. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On the give, this is Lynch. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2.
You got 4. Patch. Cover 0. 56, right there, 56. I'm coming. Go. Get set. Hey, switch gears.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
To throw is Rosen. He's going to float this over the middle deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They'll start on the ground with Lynch. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That good for 22 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Here we go.
Here's a give to Lynch. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
And they'll throw it with Rosen. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Bruce Irvin in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot.
3rd and long here for Rosen. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Coverage there by Dexter McDonald. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On the handoff, Lynch. And a short gain down to about the 33. The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Throwing his car on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
You're mine. 637. You're mine. Go, go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Fighting him off. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of it.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Now Carr finds Roberts left side, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Rosen. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. He got 29 yards that time. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Detroit! Detroit!
From midfield now, here's Rosen. Now a desperation throw deep down. Oh, man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Again, it's Rosen. Steps away to his left. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Flush to his right. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal.
Gone! 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 Gone!
Here's Rosen. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And his kick is indeed good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Raiders, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Arizona, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.